So I just want to do a quick video. It's really sad to see that. Well, for me, it's sad to see because I can see it, and I don't know. Here's my belief. I believe that plenty of people see the issues, but won't speak on it, or and kind of treat it like some Illuminati type shit, where they won't say anything above a whisper. Nothing I've ever said I've ever meant it as being a whole, but being is something of a majority. And I know it's a tired old issue. I know it's been talked about to exhaustion. But if we don't start really trying to expedite the change in which we're seeing all these single female-led homes in the black community, if we don't really start addressing it and really start trying to reverse it, because the problem is that once it's done, that's a generational thing at that point. It's not something like when you decide that whatever the case may be, you don't need a man, or he say he don't need you, or whatever the case may be, if you don't come together for the sake of that child, and I'm not saying you gotta like each other, I'm not saying you gotta shake each other's hand or give each other a hug every time you see each other, but if you don't at least be respectful to the degree that you both created a child, and this child needs both parents, like, that is a future criminal, a future victim/victimizer. It's like you are creating a social issue and a social problem right then and there. And if we as a people don't start taking serious who we're laying down with, who we're knocking up, who's letting us getting knocked up by. Like if we don't start caring more about that, like we are going to be a doomed group of people. And why do I say that? Because we're already divided. Let's just call it what it is. We got black people, or who would classify themselves as black people, or African American, or African descendants of slaves, whatever you want to call them. You have civilized blacks, and you got niggas. And we all know niggas. Niggas are a dime a dozen. They out-procreate the civilized of us at a phenomenal rate. Because you can have one dude getting a whole block knocked up, and you have one responsible family. For every one nigga that's getting a whole block knocked up, you would have to have 20 civilized black families having children or getting or conceiving at the same time. And that's not going to happen, because here's the thing. Civilized black families understand there's only so much of the money pie to go around. So a black family that has money understands, or at least well-to-do, understands that the more children that they have, the less money that they're going to have to support them, or be able to support them comfortably. So we have to, at some point, say, not only do we have to avoid niggas, but we have to form our own communities so that we can have more than 2 or 3 children to outnumber the niggas that are procreating at a ridiculous rate because they don't care. They don't give a shit. They, like, to them, procreation is just as American as apple pie. And they don't care. They don't care who they get pregnant. Most of the time, the person getting pregnant don't care who they getting knocked up by. So for them, for the niggas, it's a win-win situation. And it's destroying our group as a whole because we have this division. And the reason why I guess I'm bringing it up again is because at some point, if we just continue on to let this go, we're going to have to do what essentially America has done to the rest of the world that have colored people or people of color in them. And what I mean by that is America, essentially, American whites, Europeans, whatever you want to call them, Edomites, they are outnumbered by the whole world. But what sets them apart is their technological advances, their weaponry, their technological advances in weaponry, how they can destroy millions of people when there's only a couple 100 million of them and there's billions of others. So we have to understand, if we as the civilized blacks who understand you don't have 10 babies that you can't take care of because you're going to therefore create 10 criminals. If we don't start taking that part more serious, as more of a serious threat to the civilized blacks, we're going to end up in a civil war where the savages are going to win. There's not enough how can I phrase this? There's not enough civilized warriors in the black community, the black civilized community. And you have a bunch of niggas who don't give a fuck, who don't care, who they will kill 20 people in one night, kill each other by the dozens in one night, and not blink an eye. Wake up and say, let's do it all again tomorrow. And I'm not saying we need to have black people, like civilized black people like that, but we need to have former Army or Navy or Marines, black military men. And we need to train the civilized blacks, present company included. I keep saying I'm a learn how to use firearms and whatnot. And I just, because when you're living life and you're trying to take care of your family, yes, that is one aspect, but sometimes you get busy and it's not always something that you keep in the forefront of your mind. So I don't know how a bug got in here with my windows rolled up. But anyways, I'm not going to make this video much longer, but at the end of the day, it's something that we need to consider. We need to either consider we've already seen trying to reform these people ain't going to work. And so you know what the last resort is going to have to be. And it's going to have to be a civil war. It really is. There's really no other recourse for this. We're on a collision course for a black civil war. But most of us who have something to lose, we're not even trying to jump into that cesspool. But the problem is, it's not that we're the problem is they're bringing the pool to us. And I'll say this and I'll end the video. Where I live at, when I first moved out there, I was surprised at how many intact I even did a video about it too, comparing urban life versus suburban or rural life. And I was surprised at how many, whether they were black men with a white woman, black men with whatever other nationality, Hispanic, whatever, black with black. I was surprised at how many black men were in intact families when I moved out to where I moved out to. And most of the time, we're not thinking about trying to go back to a violent mind frame. As a child of a single parent who grew up in the hood, I don't want to go back to having to thinking I got to kill a motherfucker every 5 seconds. Like, I don't want to go back to that. But if we don't get this problem in hand, we're going to all be grouped into the nigga bunch. And there's no mark to set us apart. We can't use skin color because we look just like these people who don't give a shit, who don't give a fuck, who are very destructive. And I don't think a lot of us understand that, yes, for right now, things are good. We're enjoying the good life. If, we are well off and have a nice family, and we're doing the normal thing of what you would consider being a family. But the government, the federal government, and to an extent, some of the local governments, municipal governments, are plotting and planning the destruction of us all. And they're using the niggas as the battering ram to destroy what's left of the black family. Because at the end of the day, a lot of y'all who claim to believe in the Bible, at the end of the day, regardless of where the black man puts his penis, if a black man is the head, it is a black-led family. Regardless of how you feel about it, whatever it is, the literal sense is he is the head of the family, whether you like who he's sleeping with or not. It's a black man running the family or head of the family. It is a black family, and they're coming to destroy that because they don't want to see the black man in any form of power, whether it be with a black woman, whether it be with a Hispanic woman, whether it be with a European woman, whether it be with any other type of nationality. They do not want a black man leading anything. And that is a fear. And so if we don't start taking tally of the media games, the media imagery games that are being played, we're all gonna die. I'm gonna leave it at that.